online specifically, and don't wait for anybody else to do it for you. Make sure based on your airline. Again, in terms of whether you can do it before, we know you can do it there. We're suggesting that you do it online with that airline to reduce the amount of time, the hectic kinds of things, and what could go wrong.
So if we do it online, do we get the visa online as well?
No.
No, you don't get it online. When you get, where's your layover? In Fort Lauderdale or Tampa?
I think it's Fort Lauderdale.
When you get to Fort Lauderdale, they'll have it there.
Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do, everybody? I'm gonna get our itinerary and go online to do it. Is what I'm gonna do, so I can let everybody know if I run into any snags. And it's 72 hours before our flight takes off.
Tomorrow, we gotta have it done by tomorrow. We're gonna do it.
I'm gonna go ahead and do a trial. I'm gonna go ahead and do.
Now the other thing would be to find out from our particular airline. I think 72 hours is a good rule of thumb.
Yeah, who?
JetBlue.
Yeah, I would say go to JetBlue site and look and just search for Cuba travel, and they should have. I know in Southwest, which is what we're flying, they have the whole process. They have the application there, and when we flew before, our plane got into Fort Lauderdale a little late, so we had about 10 minutes to get to the gate to get on the other plane, and so it wasn't a lot of time to try to secure a visa.
Excuse me? My grandma said it was JetBlue, because she already called and found out. My grandma said that with JetBlue, you have to be there 3 hours before the time of departure.
And you get your
visa at the same time.
Yes. Did she also check to see if you could fill it out online?
No, you can't.
You can't fill it out online.
That's ugly. All right.
Yeah, that's kind of what I remember too.
Okay, that's ugly. Welcome, Mama Sandy. We're tying loose ends. We're going to be meeting tonight. We're also going to be meeting on Wednesday night, same time, same channel, as we tie everything together. Mama Carol, last meeting you said you were needing a room. Osafo, have you secured that?
I haven't gotten my email back, but he told us he has the extra casas for the 4 extra rooms that we needed, and that he had secured those.
All right. So what are we looking for so that they will have an address? And know where to pay and ahead of time, all of that.
I will go back on and call him now.
Okay, great. Let's see what we can get. All right, Ife, do you have a number for Bree, and or would you put the link into our Aya2cuba info page where everybody is to have their information and their travel information, that kind of thing? I'd appreciate it if you do that. Tafari, we need an itinerary on Aya with a Aya letterhead. In a PDF form so that everybody can print it out. Can you make that happen?
Yeah, just let me know what information from Aya needs to be on the letterhead.
Well, you know, the logo, the address.
Information website.
Huh?
So yeah, logo, contact address, contact information, website.
Exactly. All
right.
A little tagline, you know, celebrating 20 years, et cetera, et cetera. Okay.
All right.
If you will do that, I appreciate it. So we all need to have
Excuse me, Baba Wekesa.
Yes.
I have some information that I received for a Cuba trip. If anyone is getting the euros, they can go to a mall that has the international kiosk in there, and they can get euros there right on the spot.
You mean
Some
once
banks,
you get into
they
Cuba?
give you, huh?
Do you mean
Excuse
once
me?
you get into Cuba?
No. Here in the United States.
You mean in Fort Lauderdale?
You can, Yeah, you can purchase euros in the mall in Fort Lauderdale. Also, the banks, it takes 3 business days for them to send it to you if you're going through your banking.
Really?
Yes, that's what I was told. Through Wells Fargo.
Okay, so here's what's another thing. Please put on your list tomorrow. In fact, we need to say,
Hello?
when do you plan to change your money to euros? Everybody needs to be clear.
Hello?
Yes, I hear you, Kennedy. Mama Andrea.
Okay.
What we're saying is thank you for that information. And so please list on this list in terms of who's typing. I'm sorry, I cannot. So can someone put in the text chat to check from where you are flying out of? I would not wait till you get to Fort Lauderdale because you don't know about the connecting flights. Okay, if you already are in Fort Lauderdale, go please to the mall and exchange it.
There's a particular mall. It's called Town Center. It's an international mall, okay. And they have the kiosk in there where you can actually go and purchase the euros.
Excellent.
And also,
if you type that and put that in the text chat.
Okay.
Also in some malls in Atlanta as well, they do have that there. You can just look for if it says something that says TravelX, or I think in either Lenox or Phipps Plaza they have one in there too.
Okay, so Phipps Plaza is one that Kennedy says it was one.
I know in Atlanta, the worst case scenario, you got the airport itself that has a TravelX. But yeah, in the cities the size of Atlanta, your large banks as well as your TravelX should be able to do euros pretty easily.
Okay, so what we're saying, and thank you, Mama Andrea. Right now, we're leaving on Sunday. So this is just a call for us to share information and also create your I gotta go list. Okay. And so changing your money to euros. All right. Please find out how to do that. And let's get on with doing that. Okay. Yes. Just a sec. Mama Four. Hold on, Mama Sandy. Just a second, please.
Okay. Now, I just wanted to add, I don't know if you all are hearing an echo with us.
I'll cut it down.
Okay. As Baba Sappho said, I went to Chase Bank and was able to get the euros right away. I went to a place where they do currency exchange for all kinds of currencies, and they had, was it a 3% commission? So I
Mama
just
Sappho, mute your mic. That'll do it, bro.
Did you move your mic? Because it's okay.
There you go.
So I just want to co-sign what you said, Wekesa, to for people who haven't gotten the euros, to look into the banks tomorrow, because like I said, Chase, which is who I bank with, I got it right away. I got the best rate with them. The international place that I went to in the mall had a 3%. They had a 3% commission. So there are probably a number of places, but as you say, I would strongly discourage people from getting to Fort Lauderdale to find out that they don't. I'm sure they would have euros, but what if they don't? And then you're in Cuba with your US dollars and they're taking 10% instead of 3%.
Great, and that's of course an exception if you live in Fort Lauderdale.
Right.
Yeah. Flying out of Fort Lauderdale, which Kennedy is doing. Okay, thank you. Mama Sandy.
Yes, sir. So we're changing only to euros, not to Cuban money?
All right, we're changing to euros, and then when we get there, we're changing to cooks.
Okay.
And we talked about that. That is the best way in order to get the biggest return or pay the least penalty. Okay. So far, we have good news about housing, at least, and Osafo is trying to get the particulars on that. That was Bree who needed housing. That was Mama Andrea and Kennedy and Mama Carol Gordon and Malcolm. All right, so those were the three. I think there was one more possibly, but based on what we submitted, what Baba Osafo submitted, those.
Excuse me, Baba Wekesa.
Yes.
I found the place already. I found it today.
Okay. All right, you found. Okay.
And Mama Carol and I will be sharing.
Okay. All right. So we got a Osafo. You've heard that. Okay, so
he's talking to Alberto right now, so.
Right. So he needs to let him know that those 4 rooms have gone down to 2.
Okay.
This is Osafo. India.
Okay, so all right, so we know that's happening.
Okay.
All right. And you know what we need, Osafo, is how to lock that in with him so people can pay and lock it in, because at this point people want to make sure they have some houses. Okay. All right. We need to get Bree on the phone. Okay. Like now. Let's see if we can. Thank you, Ife, for putting that list there. And
I don't see her name on the list unless she's under a different name.
Okay, I don't either. Which is I'm sad about. Okay. All righty. Okay, so
I have a question.
Yes.
Excuse me, about the student ID. I understood there was a student ID necessary.
That is correct. That I was reading someplace that folks need a student ID. It was this. Is this? Help me clarify for me. Is that everybody on the trip which is fine with me? I guess we can, because we can dispense those once we get there, or do they need student IDs in order to fly?
It's for the conference, isn't it, Mama Etina?
That's what I had read for the conference.
All right, we will. I will produce. So put in the text chat for me, Ife. Student IDs. Produce student IDs for all conference goers. Please make sure we'll use the pictures. Yes.
I was just gonna say, for everyone who needs a student ID, I'm gonna need a picture of them,
yes,
as well as their date of birth and their address.
You're talking to her now.
Okay.
So if you know your child is presenting at the conference or otherwise is registered to be there, please email me that, and I'll put my email in the text chat.
Okay, great. One other thing, Ife, is on sheet number 2, on what you just sent me, the attendee roster, you could make sheet number 2 with categories of what you need.
Okay.
Call it student IDs. So everybody log on to the Cuban trip attendee roster. At the bottom, you'll see sheet number 1, which is the basic sheet. Sheet number 2 will be information for student IDs. You'll see what's needed there. All right. Okay. Let's keep it rolling here. I'm looking at who has what to get there. Just a second. I'm looking at down the Mama Damon, Mama Sher, excuse me, Sher Muhammad and Damon Muhammad, Mama Kaya Green, Jet Blue. All right, so let me ask you, what do you need that you have not. If you are ready, I mean, tomorrow, you'd have to change your money. Does everybody have a scale? Or if you're traveling with somebody, do you have a weight scale?
What do you mean by weight
Scale to weigh your luggage so that you're not going overweight, because there's $100 penalty if your luggage is too heavy.
Oh, we need to buy a weight scale before you go?
Well, where you were somebody, it was recommended on our list that from Mama Fua and Bible Safo that we have a weight scale so that we're not guessing, because it sounds like the folks are unforgiving and the penalty is really steep. So knowing exactly how much your luggage weighs is going to be important. And this one suggestion was a weight scale. So I'm just going to run down some things as we're here collectively. We can all do that and support each other in it. There's also a conversion kit from Walmart or Target or something like that. That is electric conversion of your computer gear, etc., to the various outlets.
Converter.
Or converter.
And where can we buy that at?
Target, Walmart.
Target, Best Buy, places like that.
And what's that for?
To make sure you can plug something in.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Mama Fu, you stepped away. Is there? I think, were you trying to say something, Mama Fu?
No, I actually was trying to get the converter we have. I don't know if you can. It's kind of dark. Let me see.
You can see it. That's good.
This is the scale. This is the scale we have. It's a digital scale. There are a lot of different ones, and I think this one was like, it was less than $20. It may have been around 10 or 15.
And where did you get it from?
Probably someplace like Marshall's or Target or Walmart. I know they have them.
Okay, great. Thank you. And
you see our little man here, little man.
Yeah, I see your family. Powerful family.
We have, this is the universal adapter he has. But they have some that are bigger. This is the adapter, but he's suggesting getting the converter, which is a little bit bigger than that. But they have them at Marshall's and Target and Walmart easily.
All right. Excellent, excellent. Okay. Has anybody found any software? One of the things on the list was a Spanish to English, English to Spanish dictionary that you can put on your phone or carry with you, and both, actually, a physical one, a small one, a pocket one. Also,
yeah, I have a translator, but I haven't tried it yet.
Please try it. Okay, I don't think it will be adequate.
Okay.
Okay. You know, I mean, all I'm saying is right now it's time to test everything that we have.
Right, right.
So,
I will.
Okay. Now, be careful if you're trying to get translators for your phone, to make sure that they can work offline, because you will not be able to access. And let's see here. I am testing one that claims to be offline. I'll give you the results on that. Again, please note that we're back here on Wednesday, 8 o'clock, so that we can, just support each other getting all ready for it. I got a call in. I've called him back, but I missed him. My brother Densu, who is helping take care of the trip to Matanzas in terms of those vans and the tour guide, and also helping to get audience with the students from Elam. So yes.
Question. Did we ever come up with a plan or idea about communicating when in country?
Well,
Like
that's really a wonderful thing that you mentioned, because it was also the next on the agenda for me. Has everyone checked with your provider, Verizon, Sprint, and whatever, about whether or not you can use your phone there, what's necessary in terms of them being able to clip, indicate that, what do? You unlock it. There's something, but you please check with your provider, like tonight, tomorrow. So by Wednesday, we're clear and you know the extent to which you can use your phone for texting and or anything else, the price it will be, and whether or not you can use it based on your provider. And that's the best, that's all I have right now. Ife, I'm open to anything and everything for us.
I just wanted to say that as best I see for JetBlue, we will need to get the visas there as well, as Mama Carol and Mama Andrea, I think, said. And we do show like in excess of 3-hour layovers. So we're trusting that there'll be enough time in Fort Lauderdale.
Did you say that one more time, Mom? We got kind of disconnected.
That we'll need to get visas in Fort Lauderdale. We land there at 8:49 and we leave at 12:25. So I'm just trusting that that'll be enough time for
We
us
were in a meeting, Mr. Cuban.
Hello.
Hoping.
Welcome. Thank you.
So that's one thing. Second, for anybody working on student IDs, I do have some little packets that are for lamination for student IDs.
We're going to do all. We're going to produce all the student ID in-house. Okay, so that we'll distribute them once we get to there.
Okay, that's fine. That means that you don't want those.
No. I'll call you, Mom. I'll call you.
Okay, and then lastly, I just wanted to ask Mama Fu about dress, like what the dress is, how hot it is, how humid it is. I bought a sun hat today, and I realized I don't know how to pack.
You see how you can see people talking? Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Joy, could you mute your mic for us, please?
I'm so sorry. I can't figure out how to do it.
I'll do it.
Hey, Mama Joy.
Okay.
You want me to?
I've muted you, Mama Joy. I just got to put your thumbs up or wave when you need me to unmute you. Okay. All right. Mama Joy, is Bree with you, or can you get her, because we have a room, a casa for her. We can lock it down. All right. I'm sorry, Afia, were you done?
No, Mama Fu was about to respond.
All right, Mama.
About it's hot. So
you mean Georgia hot, South Carolina hot?
Hot like Chicago was today. It was hot today. It's like 90 something today. It's in the 80s, like 80s, maybe low 90s. I would say check, you can go and check to see what the temperature is. When I checked last week, they were having, it said rain, chance of rain. So we're entering the beginning of the rainy season. And it rained a couple of times, maybe 1 or 2 times while we were there, but it was very short. So
do we take umbrellas?
Yes, I would take an umbrella. Okay. And people there use the umbrellas for the sun, but take it just in case it rains, because it looks like it's going to be raining a little bit more. And wore sundresses. I did have a hat, but I never wore mine. Lightweight clothing, cotton. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pants. I take some pants, sandals. I think I wore. You can wear shorts. I didn't wear shorts. I didn't even take any shorts, but you can wear shorts. People wear shorts.
Is there a preference for sticking out or blending in terms of our wear?
If you wear African print clothing or African clothing, you're gonna stick out. So we stuck out. Okay. That's what we wear. A lot of Bawasafo saying a lot of spandex was there.
A lot of what?
Spandex.
Oh, spandex.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. People in Cuba wear a lot of white. They love white clothing. So, I mean, there's nothing that we could wear almost anything that we wear here, but there are not a lot of people wearing African clothing.
Got it. Osafo, can you type in a response to Mama Joy? She says, iPhone for everyone. Is there room for Bree? How many beds?
What do they need?
Well, it was on the list last year. She needed one room, 2 beds, correct?
Okay.
I'm muted.
Osafo, your mic is open. Are you talking? Just a second, Mama Joy. I'm on mute you. Okay, Mama Joy, come again.
Okay, what is available for Bree?
Just a second. Unmute your mic. Mama, there you go.
Okay. I just got off the phone with Brother Alberto at Casa Samal, and he said he's sending that information over now. I told him we needed the addresses for the visas and stuff. He said he was going to jump on that now, Mama Ford told me that it went from 4 down to 2.
Yes, there are 2 people, just Mama Andrea and Mama Carol Gordon. They secured lodging today.
So he's got 2 rooms. I think I told him 2 rooms, 2 beds each.
Okay, great. So Bree, what does she need to do? Who does she need to pay? How does she secure this, Osafo?
Okay, he's going to send that. That's what I'm waiting for him to send.
All right.
And he'll have to send me he's going to send me the rates also.
Okay. All right. And do you have Joy's, Dr. Davis's, a telephone number or Bree's telephone number?
Are they on the list?
Okay, it is.
No,
Bree is not there. Mama Mama Davis. I'm looking at the list now, and I don't see her there. Just a second. I didn't mute you, so just a second. I did. Okay, Joy.
Okay, so we need to make sure Bree and her information is on the list. And if you need my information, go ahead and all the contact information that Bree would need to secure the room, you could send it to me and I'll forward it to her.
Okay, and Osafo, that's Danielle Joy Davis, 817 blah 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 blah. Okay. So if you will do that.
Yeah.
Now, who was the 4th person? We know there was Mama Andrea, Mama Carol, Bree, and there was one other person. Okay. I don't know who that was. All right. So let's keep it moving. Welcome, Mama Fulade. Now, one other thing I want to check. Does everybody have the correct parental release forms? Okay. Does everybody have the correct parental release forms with the requisite signatures?
Do I need that?
No, you're his mom.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Now, who's explored the parental release forms in the sense of whether or not you have the all the signatures that you need? Who has explored this? What is needed for you taking children out of the country? Mama Fulade, are you there?
Dad, are
Yes.
you referring to?
Yes.
Are you referring to release forms
Okay.
that Aya is
So
having?
No, I'm
they
not talking
can't
about.
see us
I'm
right
not talking about
Okay, so
now.
Aya.
what are you
But
Just a
isn't
second.
it cool
I'm
how
not talking about Aya relief forms. I'm talking about to get out of the country. All right, Falade, I think you had some information about that.
They have release forms that you can find online. What I did is I typed up a letter saying that I, as the mother, give permission for my son Adai, and I gave his date of birth, as well as I didn't give his passport information, but I said that I was giving you and Mama Afia permission to take him to Cuba between the dates of June 3rd and June 9th. And I had it notarized. So with the notary, you know, of course, they checked my ID and everything. But that
And
was.
and you have that for us. So I assume you sent it to him with him. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did that also require Allende's signature?
I couldn't get Allende's signature because
Okay.
it was after the fact. So I just went with what I had.
Okay, so what we're probably going to need is a duplicate of that from Allende saying the identical same thing.
Okay. So he will have to get that to you all in
I got it. Got
okay.
that. All right. Ife, you have a question or something? You seem to be.
I was just wondering if we are aware, like, I just want to be clear on whether we need that or not, if we need release form from both parents, or if
Yes.
one parent or guardian, or if it needs to be like the legal guardian, or do you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Osafa, what do you say? What's your response?
The answer is yes, you need both.
Both. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
I
All right.
think that's
Now
the whole
that also
point. You
means.
know, that's the whole point. They're trying to make sure one parent doesn't leave the country
Right.
without the other parents express permission.
Okay, so that also means for Mama Nikita, Mama Sandy, we need to, for Farasha, to make sure, I know she's not going to be traveling out of Charlotte with you. She'll be traveling with us. I'm just saying, would you help me by hitting up Mama Nikita, asking to make sure that we have that permission and we have that with both parents' signatures.
I will.
Thank you.
And notarized.
And notarized.
Okay.
I have another question regarding registration. That's something I still need to do, and I was curious how to go about that.
Go to the conference website, my dear. Have you sent in the passport information as was requested last week?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, then go to the conference website and register him and or you. Mama Nikita, are you there?
I'm here.
Good. We're meeting tonight. We're meeting right now. We've been meeting since 8 o'clock to talk about the Cuba. We meet every Monday, and of course, this time we'll be meeting Monday and Wednesday as we leave on Sunday. Particularly the issue right now is parental release forms. Have you looked at that, and do you have that for Farasha to be able to travel without you?
I do not have it. Is that something that was sent out?
It is something that is required. It wasn't sent out. Okay, it's something that we've handled because we've done is met every Monday, and last week we talked about that. So you will need parental release forms given us permission, her permission to travel with, in this case, me and Mama Afia. And
probably a permission form, Wekesa. You're saying release, but probably
well, permission form, and it needs to be signed. Mama Falade, I want to give you an email address. Will you forward your letter that you created to Mama Nikita? Okay. Mama Nikita, it's each one teach one. Help me out. I'm on my phone.
Each one, 9, the number 9, yahoo.com.
Each one teach one, the number 9 at yahoo.com. We got to deal with whether or not we need both parents' signatures. Would that be difficult or impossible to get?
Not a problem.
No problem. Okay, excellent.
Excuse me, Baba.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is 1 spelled out, or is it the number 1?
No, you got it right. Each one teach one is spelled out. The only alphanumeric character is the 9.
Okay.
I put in the chat for you.
Okay.
I'll send it right away.
Mama Nikita, yes.
You say you need my signature and Baba's signature, correct?
Yes, best I know. Okay, now what I want you also to do is go online to make sure that this jives with you're giving permission. I was saying a release form, but that's not correct. Thank you, Afia. That is for her to travel, and for Lade, Adaya's mother is going to be sending that. Her
Mama Nikita, I would go on there and see exactly see their definition of parent. It might be legal parent, it might be biological parent. You know, they're pretty stringent about it. I would go online and see. Just
the airline or by Cuba?
it's
by the airline, I think.
By the airline when you're traveling out of the country.
With a child less than 18.
With a child less than 18.
Okay.
Okay, because they want to make sure that one parent is not
snatching the child.
All right, if you can join us online, we probably have another 30 minutes. If not, certainly 8 o'clock on Wednesday. We got to over communicate with each other right now. Please don't take anything for granted. Okay, there's a list of things that she needs, and we just need to over communicate. Okay. All right, and this is not like way big top down. We're helping each other with all the information that we need, so that Sunday we're ready. We've covered transferring money to euros at your local, at whatever bank you can. So please, that's something that that's not to be done there. You can, but it's going to cost you. It's better to be done here. Okay.
Wekesa, if I could jump in right now.
All right. Take care, Mama Nikita. I assume you can't join us in the meeting. Is that right?
We've been having problems with our computers.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I'll be in there on Wednesday.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, for everybody, I've been working with just pretty much a standard release of liability form. I'm not ready to send it yet. I need to get Wekesa's okay on it. And it's pretty general. It's pretty general in to say that you won't hold us liable or responsible for, injury, loss of stuff, and down to every loss of everything on this trip. And hopefully it goes without saying that we're going to do our best to keep everybody, safe and sound. And I'll need it signed by all parents of children going and parents of children parents who are not going. It also allows us to get medical attention for them if needed. And on the medical attention side, if they're in Cuba, they'll be in pretty good shape. Hopefully it might not be so costly. So I will get that clearance from Wekesa, and then I will be sending that out, and I'll be working hard to get all signatures required to
I don't know.
by Wednesday, no later than when we come to the meeting on Wednesday.
All right.
Thank you, Wekesa.
Thank you, Afia. And Afia, that's going to be with DocuSign, I assume. Electronic.
Sure. Yeah, I can send it. Yeah, I'll send it.
Because if you need all the.
Well, not DocuSign, but HelloSign.
HelloSign. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be sending you texts, emails, shouting out, please sign it. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Bree, welcome. Glad you're here. Bree, just put a note that we're going to be doing this again on Wednesday at 8 o'clock our time. That is 8 o'clock our time. 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be important that we are here. We have Osafo has secured a casa close to ours. Alberto, I think, is working on that. Bree, would you go to our website? We don't see your contact information That is the Aya2cuba trip attendee roster. We can send that to you. Ife, can you send it? Bree, can you tell us what your email is?
Yes, it's the number one, Brienne, BRIENNE .Holmes, HOLMES @gmail.com. So it's the number one, my first name and my last name.
The last name is HOLMES.
Yes, like Larry Holmes.
Gotcha.
Of course, you know you're dating yourself, right? I love it. I know who Larry Holmes is. Anyway, so
Did
that
you
is.
say at Gmail or Yahoo?
Gmail.
Okay.
Okay, so Osafo, will you or Ife, would you send excuse me, Ife, would you send to Bree at that number the link so that she can put her information and her son's information on the Aya2cuba trip attendee roster? All right, and Osafo, you can send as soon as you get from Alberto what she needs to pay and who and how. Okay, so let's just keep going. Yes, Osafo?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello? Since he set it up, you'll probably pay there. I just need to figure out what the rate is.
I got it. I got that, but we want to get out to the probably so she can send money wherever it needs to be. I know you. As soon as you get it, say, would you send that to that email address? BRINNE.HOLMES@gmail.com.
Will do.
And Bree, you will be getting that from Osafo Kweziata.
Okay.
Okay. You should get that tonight or first thing in the morning. Is that right, Osafo? All right. Osafo, please close your mic right now. All right, everybody.
All right, let me jump in real quick.
Yes, you got it.
Yes, real quick, just one update. Letting you know, I just created the letterhead and sent it to
you. Broke up. Create the letterhead. That's all I got.
It should be in your email.
Okay.
And who I just send it. Know who else I need to send it to so that they can have it.
You sent it. You created the itinerary on the letterhead, correct?
No, you didn't tell me that. You just said make a letterhead. So
I'm sorry it didn't come through. What we're talking about is not. No, there are plenty old Aya letterheads. What we want is to put the itinerary on the letterhead. What are you shaking your head at, Ife? So would you put the itinerary on that letterhead that you created? Thank you. And everybody has to have a copy of that. Okay, so as you're entering the country, you enter the country as a group, you have the itinerary for the trip on Aya letterhead. Everybody should print that out and also have a copy on your phone. I don't know whether they accept phone stuff, or not.
No.
No. So printing it out in printed form.
Wekesa?
Yes.
Just got off of the Cuba Embassy website.
Right.
For minors traveling, they would need consent from both parents. And if one parent is traveling, they were saying bring consent letter of the other parent.
Okay. Consent letters.
Like if the mother's traveling, she has consent from the father also.
Okay. So the mother does not have to have a consent if the mother is with the child, but she has to have consent from the father or vice versa. Thank you so much.
Excuse me.
Yes.
What if the other parent is deceased? What do you do in that situation?
I don't think you can. You just have to say deceased.
Okay.
Okay. And what you saw him do, you know, go to the Cuban embassy. It's just a good idea to, you know, double check. Or do they need anything other than just say he's deceased? Okay.
Do you have a death certificate or anything?
Yes, I do.
I would bring a copy just to be
No
on.
problem. Thank you.
Excellent. That's what I love about this process. We're able to get the collective wisdom of everybody. All right. Who just joined us from 859?
This is Mama Sherry.
Hey,
My
Mama
apologies. We literally just got back in from out of town.
Oh, we understand, Mama. We've been covering some ground here, and just touching base. We're also going to meet again on Wednesday. Key things that we've talked about: get your money changed into euros. Mama Fool said her bank, which was Chase, gave her a better rate than the kiosks in the malls in her area. Also, in Fort Lauderdale, there is a mall where you can exchange them. We're encouraging you not to put everything on your Fort Lauderdale layover if you are coming through Fort Lauderdale, but to get as much done as you can before, in case there are plane delays that will shorten the time that you are there. And trust me, y'all, 3 hours seems like a lot of time. It is not. Okay? It is not. It goes fast, you know, and whatever could go wrong might. Okay. All right. So any other questions? You know, we've covered getting a scale.
Hello. I have another question, Baba Wekesa.
Yes, come on.
What if, does it matter if your bank at Chase to get the foreign exchange?
That's a good question. I have no idea about that. If you do, are you saying, is it, are you required to have an account there in order for you to get the exchange rate that you got, Mama Fool? Sounds like a call to Chase might help. I don't know that. Mama Fool, I'm putting that out to you. You can respond if you like.
Yeah, I would give them a call or stop by, because I'm trying to think if I showed them. I don't think I showed them my card, but Babo Safo said he had to. You had to show them your card. I didn't have to show them my card. They know me.
You have an account.
Okay.
You have to show them. So you don't have an account?
No, I used your.
Oh, he said he had to show my card.
All right, that's a great question, Mama Kennedy.
Find out.
I also have another question about the registration. I heard before that are parents supposed to pay the same price for registration, or was there a discount for parents?
There is no discount. In fact, at this point, there are penalties. So whether or not there's official registration, and then we're going to see what we can do registration. Okay. The official registration at this point for any adult is $225. All right. And we said, you know, for a number of people that's prohibitive. Certainly if Ikechi is going to be presenting or supporting those that are there as one of the students, he needs to register to be there. Whether you can officially be there or not depends on whether you want to register or not. All right. Mama Four said that there may be the ability to walk in like we did in Atlanta. And of course that may not be, and we can handle that when we get there. But that's the best I got for that moment.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Aja Allende, are you here? I see your name. Okay, nothing. All right.
I'm here, Pop.
Okay, excellent. Have you heard the information in terms of the consent form that you need to get?
Yeah, I heard that. So I could just draft one myself, right? It's not a template, right?
Right, you can draft one yourself. Also, you can use the one that Krista gave. In this case, neither will be original parents. So we're going to make that has to be transferred to Afia and myself.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So you can get that one from Krista, or you can make it up. Consistency, I think, would be great, though.
Okay.
All right. If that's the case, Falati, will you send that to Allende? You know, I'm really on the thing of like acting like we're leaving Wednesday. Okay. Like if we had to leave Wednesday, do you have your everything you need? Okay. So that we can chill on those last few days as we get in, because you know things will bounce. All right. I don't want to make you happy twice. We've been here an hour. Now we do have some information. Again, I hope everybody remembers the trip to Matanza. Okay. That's going to be for $50 per day for everybody who's going. All right. That's the best price we have now. I'll let you know if that changes. That does not include food. Also, there will be a beach as a part of that excursion to Matanzas. Will be a local beach is what we're working up there. I will be able to give you more details about the times and confirmation of meeting with Gloria Rolando on Wednesday. Also, who our tour guides will be and the exact price for going to Matanza there. Does everybody have the itinerary? A copy of the itinerary? Tafara, didn't you make a shareable doc of that?
There's a shared document. What I'm going to do now, what I'm doing now is, because the itinerary has not been finalized, I'm arranging it to look more like an official itinerary, and I'm going to send it, I would say Osafo and Mama Afua, and us should talk, if we can tonight, cool, if not tomorrow, to wrap up a final version of it, and then I will send out to everyone via email with the letterhead on it, so people aren't trying to figure out 3 different versions of it, which one's the one to use. So I would say expect that, everyone who's on the call, tomorrow, and it'll be the official one that you need per all the earlier conversations that we've had regarding the itinerary and the letterhead.
We can talk tonight.
Perfect.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. When booking on Airbnb, they ask you for the purpose of travel to Cuba. The Department of U.S. Treasury has issued new regulations.
So glad you asked the question. It's so important, because it's important that we are consistent with that. So excellent question. And if your child is registered for the conference, one of the reasons we ask for the passport information to be sent to the conference goers there is for this kind of check. If your child is registered for the conference, or if you are registered for the conference, then there is a category for education. If not, whether if you're in middle school or you're not going and formally registered as in paid money for the conference, then it's people to people. Okay? That's
people to people instead of private foundations, research, or educational institute?
People to people. And that's why also the address is people to people. Does a kind of people to people, cultural exchange, blah, blah, blah. All right.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Great question. Come again?
When it says add your physical address, do we add that there as well?
The physical address of where you're going to be staying. I assume that's what they're asking.
Okay, thank you.
And that's the CASA.
Wekesa?
Yes, sir.
She needs to, people need to be consistent when they're registered, if they're doing Airbnb and registered at CASA, to make sure if they put people to people on their CASA, that has to be what they use on their visa form also. So if you put education and then you put, because they cross-reference that with the Airbnb registrations.
Okay. And are you also continue to recommend people to people, or are you recommending another?
No, people to people is fine. People who use people to people just need to know you have to have, they may or may not, just to be on the safe side, ask you for verification. And that's why you need the itinerary. You need to make sure you have a copy of the itinerary from Aya to say you're traveling with as the group from Aya, and here's our itinerary in the country.
So we still put people to people
Yes.
for that?
Yes.
Unless they put education.
If you put education, there's no need to put people to people. It's one or the other. Just be consistent. That's all we're saying.
And didn't we put something when we bought plane tickets?
I don't know, Sophia.
Yes.
Seems like we put something when we bought plane tickets, and I don't know what I put.
Okay.
Hi, Baba Wekesa. Carol
Yes,
here.
Mom Carol.
Hi, when I purchased my ticket, they did have that option. And at the time, because I wanted to register for the conference, I put that I was attending an educational conference. But JetBlue required that. That was an option at JetBlue.
That's fine.
Which I already did.
Just be consistent, that's all.
Okay.
And what else do we put it on? What else do we put it on?
When you apply for your visa.
Okay, so I should be able to go back into JetBlue and see what I put.
No, yeah, whatever you put there, put on your visa. Yes,
Okay.
Mama. Yes, Mama Joy.
I have a question. Remember you were saying something about if you are traveling with children, even if they're your own child, you need some kind of verification. Can whoever found that, can you forward that to me? Because some of us are in positions where we cannot get permission from the other parent for various circumstances. So can you forward it to me so I can figure out
the Cuban embassy?
Yeah, go to.
I didn't find it.
Look on the minors traveling with parents.
Okay,
I'll
look.
Look, very good. And the person you're talking to is Osafo Kwesiaka,
Yes.
and his information is on our master sheet. Bree, as soon as you can, please get your information on that Aya2cuba trip master sheet.
Okay, I will. Yes, sir.
If you can do it tonight while we're on it, I'd love it. It'll make my heart sing. All righty.
Wekesa, I just want to say, I think Mama Sandy's still on, that I did register Allie for the conference.
Yes, I just got a notification from them.
Okay, excellent. And I'm going to now send to Mama Davis knows, send to one person with the conference now her information, including the passport number. And I know you sent me that too, so I just got to find it, and I'm going to send that, and she should be good to go.
Okay. Do I respond to them or no?
I don't think so. And Mama Editor, I just wanted Mama Editor to know that once she registers for the conference too, they'll want that information regarding Ikechi for everybody presenting. And we can check in with Mama Davis and make sure that's still good, that we forward everybody's information if they're going to be presenting.
And that information is passport information, etc., as came out with from a letter from Mama Davis, Mama Joy, last week. One other issue, Mama Davis, did you discover that what you thought was hour-and-a-half presentation turned into 15 minutes? which I had assumed would happen.
Y'all, I don't know what to think. I really don't. I mean, when I look at it on paper, it looks like there's nobody but us on that time slot. But then I got an email that suggested that we were sharing the time.
Of
So
course you are.
I'm really confused.
Of course. No, just just assume that it's what you did here in Atlanta.
Right.
It's a conference.
That you got an hour and a half with folks giving the international conference. I mean, it would be wonderful, and we certainly can fill the time and space. At the same time, it's not realistic.
Okay. Well, all right. So yeah, whatever happens, we'll make it work. But you're saying prepare for 15 minutes, and if it's longer, we'll just fill in the time. Huh?
That's not hard to fill in the time. Okay. It's
Okay.
not hard to fill in the time if we have one, but typically that's not likely to be the case. Okay.
Right. Right. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So now, also, what I think one of the things that I do want, Mama David, is that we have some meetings with me, you, and the students. Okay, anybody else who you want to be involved, so that I want to just get a thing and tighten up. Probably me, you, Mama Kaya, and the students. Okay, even though school is out, but preparing for Cuba is not out. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
correct.
So let's work that out.
Barbara?
Come on, Barbara Safo, and then Kennedy.
Okay, I just want to remind people, I hope I'm not being too stickler, but that bring like your visa applications, like make sure you bring copies of everything you have.
What do you mean everything you have, Mustafa?
Like if your visa, even your visa application, your flight itinerary, just bring copies of that with you.
Where?
As you make your flight.
Okay. All right.
Anything, like if you get there and there's any question about your visa, you have a copy. You can show the application.
Okay.
You can show your receipt. I'm just trying to account.
No, I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. You
so
also
we can get an application online and just take it to the airport. Is that how we can do it?
I think it depends on your airline.
Okay. Yeah.
The other thing you said, and I want to reiterate, Osafo, make a copy of your passport.
Yes.
All right, and carry that with you.
And leave a copy with someone that you can get in touch with if anything happens.
Okay. Bree, have you checked with your telephone carrier about the use of your phone in Cuba? Mama Falade, will Adai be carrying a phone?
His phone isn't activated. However, I had him download a Spanish app that is supposedly able to be used in Cuba offline, as well as a map that's able to be used in Cuba offline.
We need that.
All right, so Falade, if you go on this Aya2cuba list and get the email addresses and send that out to folks who some people are saying they need that. And does that require, all right, so you're saying that doesn't require Wi-Fi?
No, it does not require Wi-Fi.
Okay, great.
Now, how do I get access to this list?
Put it in a text chat.
We put it, well, just a minute, we're gonna, okay. Osafo said you can put those applications link in the text chat. You also, I want everybody to know how to quickly go to the document, our master document, Aya2cuba trip attendee roster. And Ife has just put that link in the text chat. You see it?
Okay.
No, click on it. We got to make sure that you can get in it and you can add to it. But please call your phone company before you leave, okay? You're not in America. And it's almost like, you're past Russia, although you're only 90 miles away. And that's because of, kind of foolishness. But America didn't just begin to be foolish with 45. Okay. All right, everybody. Any other questions, concerns? Yes, Kennedy.
Yes. Okay, the first question that I have is, on the flight, the only option that my mom put was educational. On the Airbnb, I don't see anything for just say it's educational. Do I still just keep people to people, or what should I do?
All right. Your mother put educational when she was making her flight?
Yes.
Okay. Great. Then on your visa, is that what you're asking? Because I don't understand what you mean
No,
on Airbnb.
We're headed out. Airbnb, there's an option for her to select whatever her trip is.
All right. And so all you see is educational?
No, on the flight, all it said was educational. On here, I see more than just educational. It says people to people, including educational, and traveling with educational institutes.
Okay. Well, it sounds, one of the things what I heard from Baba Osafo is at this stage, there needs to be consistency. If she used education, then I think you probably need to consistently put education and make sure you have the itinerary from that Safari is sending out.
But that is my question.
Are you saying that you said there's a people-to-people option that includes education?
Yes, it says people to people.
Option?
Yes, it says people to people, including education. No.
Good. I'll take that. That sounds like the best one.
Okay, then my second question was, I heard you said bring copies of your passport, your flight receipt, and what else?
The trip itinerary. And your visa application.
And your visa application.
And the trip itinerary.
And your CASA information.
What is the location of the conference? I never saw that online.
Oh, it's there. It's the Hotel Libre.
Oh, Hotel Chipavana Libre?
You got it.
Yep. The last thing to bring, Kennedy, is your CASA information.
And your CASA information.
So where y'all are staying.
Yeah.
And where's the link of the travel itinerary?
It will be coming out to you this evening.
Okay. Thank you.
Or first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
If I can just add about the CASA information, a lot of the times the way they do the address, you can get the address like Casa Samel, where several of us are staying, is 146 San Miguel. But when you tell the taxi, they may not know exactly where that is. In Cuba, they often give you the casa name or the venue name, and they tell you between streets. So it'll be between this street and that street. So it will be helpful if you have that kind of locator, so that when you get there, unless your casa is sending a taxi to pick you up, you'll be able to tell the taxi where to go. When we arrived there, the taxi driver didn't know exactly where our casa was, but we told him it was between Leotard and I forget the name of the street, and so he was able to figure out how to get there. So if you have the address plus what streets they're between, and if you have the phone number, the taxi driver will call. So you want to have that information about your casa.
I have a question also. I was speaking to a travel agent that just came back from Cuba, and they said do not spend no more than $30 from the airport to your destination.
25.
25.
Yeah. Do not spend over that. If you go over that, that means you're charged too much.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you shouldn't be charged any more actually than 25 for
Yeah.
unless you're way out.
Is that 25 per person?
25 coops.
Cool.
Per person?
Yes. No, he said in the taxi, it doesn't matter how many people in there, it's the distance where you're going. So if you have a group of 10 people, it's going to be the same amount of money.
Great.
It's based on the distance, not on the head count.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Okay, Mama Sandy, I don't know if you sent it or not. I can't figure out Alex's passport number. So if you could put into the chat if you can, or just text it to me, a passport number, her place of birth, Mama Sandy, and also her date of birth will help me out, and I can go ahead.
I'll text it right now.
Thank you.
We'll see. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna
Okay, everybody, we got 6 minutes. We got 6 minutes.
I would cast out just one other thing. You know, Gloria sent a wish list, and I'm not sure if everybody got a chance to see that, but if we could make that available, and if people can identify something on the list that they would be willing to bring to her, it ranges from candles to peanut butter to cold medicine to different kinds of teas, because they're not able to get a lot of things. So I know that she will appreciate that. We're still trying to confirm a place for us to meet, but she is willing. I told her that you asked about Thursday morning, and we have about 30 people, so we're just waiting to hear back from her.
Wonderful. Mama Four, when you log into the Aya2cuba trip attendee roster, can you edit it? What I'm suggesting is that you put the list of those things there. But if that's too daunting,
another idea.
Okay.
I can make a Google Drive, a Google document that's shareable with the list, and if folks can go through and put their names next to what they're willing to bring.
Yeah, that would be great.
What I was suggesting, Ife, and I'm not wedded to it, is that you make another tab on the basic one, so it's not another one, and on that spreadsheet you put things, and then people can say, you know, yes, I'm willing.
Okay, yeah, I'll do one or the other.
Okay.
Thank you both.
Yeah, thanks for bringing it up. I forgot about that.
All right. So beautiful thing. USB drives, DVD discs, revolutionaries.
Yeah. It's fine if people overlap. It's fine if people overlap, because I understand these are things that are very difficult for them to get. So Gloria does filmmaking, so she can use the DVDs, you know, the flash drives, and she's a community mama, so she's sharing things with people in the community. So,
all right, caps of echinacea for the flu, cold medicine for catarro. What is that?
That's cold.
Okay.
I got the herbs on lock.
Okay.
I'm bringing the herbs.
Dried fruits, nutritional cereals, fusion of echinacea, chamomile, blah, 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 blah. Okay, all right, everybody, we got 4 minutes. If there are no more questions right now, we always end with appreciations. And one other thing, no, none other thing. Any appreciations that you have, or in the middle of that, if you get a question you want to put, throw it out there. Bree, are you trying to talk?
Am I what?
Okay, I saw the thing lighting up, but I guess it's just a noise in the background. No problem. Just wanted to make sure I didn't miss you, love. All right.
Wekesa,
Yes, ma'am.
may I get the recording of this so I can get the part that I missed?
Sure you can. Sure you can. All right.
Me too.
Thank you.
I was driving.
Okay, great. Thank you, Tafari, for putting Aya2cuba web. There, I'll also share some suggested videos. Let's make this a really good week to prepare. Again, your students are out of school, but they are not out of school for this particular trip. So there's videos for them to attend to and things for them to read, so that we go there informed, and it's not just a tourist trip. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link to the recording on our Aya2cuba trip attendee roster. All right, my typing is, you know, a little whatever. So the reason I want everybody to get used to and get clear about going there is so that we, as we continue to be as a community, the information will be there. You can be able to click on the link and download and listen to the videos of this. I'll do the same thing on Wednesday. It just relieves me of having to make sure, and you're not waiting. It's going to be posted there, and I can do that as soon as it finishes its, you know, whatever has to do converting and that kind of thing. So does everybody understand that? You go to the link that's been put in the website over and over, Aya2cuba trip, and you'll also see a tab at the bottom where it says sheet 1, sheet 2. There will be another tab says recording. Click on it.
Great. I just want to say one more thing. If everyone can go to that same spreadsheet and double check that your information is on it, and specifically, we need your name as it is exactly on your passport. So, Mama Sandy, I know Allie's legal name is not on there. And one other thing to bring your attention to is that we need a listing for each person that's going.
Right.
So if you are going with your husband and you're bringing 2 children, we need a listing for you, one for your husband, one for your first child, one for your second child. So essentially, we should have as many listings as we have people going. So if you would please, please, please go and double check that is there, that would be wonderful.
Excellent.
If your child is presenting at the conference, or you want them to attend the conference, or you have plans to register them, please also go to sheet 2, the same document, and put in all of the information needed for their student IDs. You can do that tonight or tomorrow. I'll say tomorrow by 9 o'clock p.m. We need that. Thank you.
All right, sheet number 2 will say student ID, or simply ID. All right, and then when you go there, you'll see for student IDs. All righty, let's hit this. Yes, sir, Tafar.
No, all I was gonna add ahead of the trip, now that we're a week out, is ahora es el momento de practicar tu español tanto como puedas. Quiero que practiques el español esta semana. Si necesita ayuda, como quise conmigo, por favor. If you don't know what that means, all I'm saying is now's the time to practice your Spanish this week. So that you can get comfortable. A really great to use would be to just start labeling things in your house, so you can start to get a baseline, so you can start to normalize the Spanish in your house. So like even simple things like spoons, knives, and refrigerator and bathroom, and so that you get comfortable building a little bit of a vocabulary and associate the spaces with the words rather than just the words having a meaning. So I just want to throw that in there for y'all that have been practicing Spanish. Hopefully there's a piece that you learned. And if not, this is a cue and a clue to get to it.
No, how do I say it? Let me get a. Do I get a replacement for mo? No, I don't know a replacement for mo. I'm sorry. You know, I don't know if I'm willing to give up mo. Okay, you know, because you know, gracias, muy grande.
Muchas gracias.
Nah, yeah, I hear you. Okay, we'll work on that. Appreciation to Mama Carol and Mama Andrea for and Kennedy and Malcolm for making the trip from New York on one end, Florida on another, to come and attend the end of school program and graduation. It was fantastic, out of sight. Big ups to you two for all of that work. Also, Mama Sandy, not only big up for traveling, Y'all help me out. Mama Sandy put her foot in it. Them tacos were kicking. And everything else as well. But I tell you, it was such a wonderful surprise to bite into those warm tacos. Thank you, Mama Sandy. Mo. All right, any other appreciations?
Baba Wekesa, I appreciate you so much for doing all this hard, difficult, challenging work. As you're in your healing, you are doing the daggone thing. Your leadership is essential to making this happen. Thank you.
Gracias, señor.
I want to echo that for all the work that you've done, Kessa and Ife, Mama Fia, Tafar, and everyone else. Your willingness and commitment to take this monumentous trip, this sojourn to another part of the diaspora, and I think everyone's doing a wonderful job, and I'm just looking so forward to where we will be this time next week.
Hello.
Me too.
Okay.
I wanted to thank you all for organizing a wonderful trip for an experience for my son. It would be a moment of healing for him as well to be able to leave this country and see Africans in another place. And I just really appreciate all the organization and the institution that Aya is to provide this for my son.
This is Joy. I just want to say, I appreciate everybody on the call, and I look forward to meeting all of you, some of you who I haven't met face to face yet. And I just think Aya is a true blessing to me, my son, and the community, our Black community at large. So I just appreciate everyone and looking forward to the next couple of days.
All righty.
I appreciate the trip. I appreciate F.A., Baba Wekesa, Mama Tia, Brother T, all the hard work you're doing. You didn't even get a break from graduation and you're still going forward. So I'm looking forward to this experience, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. Thank you.
Well, everybody,
I just want to say that I want to send out my appreciation to Baba Wekesa and Mama Joy and all the people on the trip. We're going to have a blast, and I cannot wait.
Love that, Bree. And part of what's important as we go is what you said, Bree, that we make up in our minds that we're going for a purpose and we're going to enjoy ourselves and learn, and that nothing is going to stop that. Okay? There is nothing that can stop us from having a good time and being there, because it is that mindset that will allow us to continue to roll and flow over the inevitable things that come up with travel. All right, and that's the mindset that I take, and I certainly encourage all of us to take that as well. All right, it's my mother is in my ear, telling me not to make you happy twice. So I'm going to say goodbye and good night, everyone. Wednesday, Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Please be here. And please over-communicate with each other, ask questions, so we can all take care of each other. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right, take care, everyone.
Good night.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego. Hasta la vista.
Hasta luego.
Hasta la vista.